Good morning. Good morning. It is Sunday, the 2nd September, and I am in Crystal Palace Park with Dave Mannell and Harry from John Smith Globalist. We've got Dave here talking to the people.
And I'm talking to my friend Roxanne. My friend Roxanne here has a very popular YouTube channel. Please go and check her out, subscribe, donate, and get involved in liberating your friends and your fellow human beings from this enslavement that seems to have lasted a few hundred years at least, some say thousands of years. It's my contention that it will continue to go on until good men and women learn the truth about who they are, what they are, and how they.
Those guys over on the hill decided to sit down and listen to what we're saying. Good on them.
Harry's got his.
That person over there has decided to listen.
I love it.
Graham Dunlop, thank you for tuning in, my darling. We don't have a massive crowd here, but we do have, I can spot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 people listening to what we're saying just now. 17 people listening to what we're saying is better than no one listening to what we're saying. So, synopsis, we're out here today in South London. We're in Crystal Palace Park just now, and we have set ourselves up at the concert bowl, which is in the middle of a lake, and we have a very old and disused stage, which I'm standing on just now, and at the back of the stage we have this, where we have used chalk. Dave has done some brilliant writing with some chalk. He's written all over the back here. I'll just read you through. Obviously you can read that. It says Earth is flat. This one here is my banner that I brought with me today. Got some really cool information we can explain things to people with. We've made it very important to show people festart.co.uk. That would be my first stop if I was looking at fresh information to do with the fact that we've been lied to and we don't live on a spinning ball. And there is my Instagram, official Flat Earth UK, where you can get on there, you can message me, you can communicate with me, you can keep up to date with what we're doing. And here is our first banner. You have been told lies. Earth is not a magical spinning ball with bendy water. Bilu, morning, my darling. Gravity has never been proven. Water cannot conform to the outside of a ball. NASA presents you with photoshopped images and they admit they're not photographs. There is no real evidence of rockets or satellite in space. Now, this is somewhat of a social experiment, to be honest with you. We've not done anything like this before. We've bought some gaffer tape for the banners, as this is metal, to stick it up.
I come to bury the ball.
Hello from Southampton. Hi Shane, thank you so much for tuning in. Just giving you guys a look at the banners that we've got with us today. We're planning to go to Hyde Park later on today and have a talk with people at Speaker's Corner. For now, I'm going to let you listen to what Dave's saying, okay?
We're taught that
Here we
they
go.
had
We've got people
Santa
over here.
Claus, tooth fairies, and magical spinning balls with bending water. Now, a few of them have woken up from their Disneyland slumber to discover the Earth is flat. And there's nothing you can do about that but hide from it or face the truth. And the truth will set you free. And I'm here to help. So, here's a story for you. A few years ago, I was busy masturbating to some pornography.
Can they even hear me? Do you
Yeah,
think they can even
yeah,
hear
they can. They can.
Okay.
These people have stopped and started to listen. Go, carry on, Dave. Go for it, darling.
All right, well, I'll lay off the pornography talk. But I was distracted. And then a friend said to me, did you know that some people think 9/11 was an inside job? What? How could that be possible? 9/11 was done by 19 Muslims with box cutters and a guy called Osama bin Laden, who was very sick and hiding in a cave in Afghanistan. But they managed to thwart the entire military establishment of the Western
Shane,
world.
for sure. We'll definitely come to Southampton
They
in the next few weeks.
managed to thwart the Pentagon. They managed to avoid all the cameras that are at the Pentagon and fly a plane into a building, piercing 6 strongly reinforced walls with an aluminium aircraft that's like a Coke can. When I started to unpick Building 7, what happened at Building 7, I started to realize, heck, I'd never been taught the truth about what really goes on in the world. Why, I'd only been watching National Geographic, the BBC, and news channels like Al Jazeera and CNN, all of them military propaganda outlets. So once I realized that 9/11 was done by, let's say, internal forces, I started to look deeper into what else is going on in the world that I didn't know about.
We're here right now in...
Turns out there's an awful lot of things I didn't know about. They like to say that's a conspiracy theory, but my goodness, if you don't know that this world is run on conspiracies and that people are not getting together in little bedrooms, seedy little dark rooms,
there are people
to determine your life, to mess with your life, to send your children to war, to create financial hardship in your neighborhood, to force you into a form of indoctrination and education. Thus, you might be lucky enough to have a slave job in their system
I don't have any
while paying your taxes and an extortionate amount to the banks for the privilege of having a roof over your head.
We're on a globe, mate. We're not.
This, to me,
go with yourself, Chris Monk,
is disgraceful. And I think it's long overdue that humanity stood up and said no more. And that's before you find out that the Earth is provably flat. We call it water level because it's level. We call it sea level for the very same reason.
Yep, sorry
so
about
at what point does your level become a curve?
Speaking through a megaphone.
At what point does leveling flat, still water begin to bend? Well, I asked myself this same question 3 years ago. And I realized that if I wanted to measure the bending water, I would need to apply some kind of mathematical formula. Well, what is that formula? You would think it would be very easy to find out. Some people
Chris
say
Monk, I would say to you, if you're living a lie, then that's a life poorly lived. So forget things being poorly said, mate. You're living a poorly life, living a lie. Okay? So take that with you. Go have a cup of coffee or tea and have a think about that. All right, Chris Monk?
If you think you can find curvature on this earth, if you think you can find curving water on the oceans, by all means show me that measurement, but don't tell me that you can see it with your limited perspective. Let's measure it, because in my perspective, water is always level. So if you want to offer me something magical like curving water, you better have a damn good proof. And here I am 3 years in, and no baller boy, no ball boy, no ball lover can tell me or show me this curving water. So I ask you, dear friends, why believe the same people who would send your children to war, who would lie about, or who would hide, or who would carry out false flag attacks and blame it on a group of people such that we would go to war with them, such that we would start to hold hatred for them? You really need to start asking yourself these searching questions. there is a hidden hand at play. I don't know the name of that hand, but there is a hidden hand at play here. And if you are not willing to face that, then you really don't get to call yourself a living human. You are nothing but a puppet, a brainwashed, propagandized woodhead who has been given a reality. Yeah, Allah is, everything is Allah, my brother. Everything is Allah. We are all of Allah. There is only one creator, as far as I can tell, or one creation that we're in. I'm getting some feedback from the audience out there. It's exciting to see.
You are. People are lingering, and that's a good
Well,
thing.
that's a nice thing,
That's
and
a
people
very
are
good
hearing
thing.
this. Because there's a truth to be
Yeah,
told.
they're slowing down to listen to you.
There's a truth to be told about you and who you are and how important you are. How very, very important that you are. You see, the government, the rulers, the monarch, the Pope, the Imam, the religious leaders of any sect, any cult, any group, they don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know that you're the top of the pile. They want you to think that you're not worthy, that there's someone better than you, and that there's someone to be angry with. I'm here today with a message of love to say we don't have to be angry with each other. We have to be knowledgeable. We have to be learned. We have to know ourselves. We have to live well. And in so living, we will bring a higher vibration to our lives, to our community. And in that way, we will change the paradigm here. We will stop the bickering, the infighting,
Flat Earth is
the
power.
division,
Globalist
the hatred.
denial is
Truthfully,
power.
it's the hatred
I'm not a flat
and
earther.
fearing
I'm a
of other
globalist
people.
denial.
Because you know what the truth about this place is? It was created in love. It was created in love. But it has become the antithesis of that love. It has become a place of hatred. Born from fear, nurtured by your control system, your religious orders, your governments and monarchies. So this is a fantastic message for you to realize that, hey, if the earth is flat and we can prove the earth is flat, it maybe means that you are the very center
Chris,
of all
mate,
creation.
no one cares about you being in this chat room right now, brother. Yeah, no one actually cares about you being in this chat room. Yeah, the only reason I'm responding to you is your messages are coming up on my screen. But understand this, you're not messing up my chi. No one cares about no freaking gangster edge. I'm a product of my environment, mate. Yeah, I've grown up in London all my life. Yeah, if you've got a problem with how I talk or how I behave or how I can adapt myself, go swivel on it. All right. I'm not doing this live stream so men like you can come in the chat room and talk fraff. Yeah. So carry on talking fraff, but no say that fraff's only for you, yeah? No one else gives a shit. Zero fucks given, mate, okay? So carry on, do your thing, yeah? But understand, you're not phasing no one. No one's going to get demoralised or demotivated because of what you're saying, yeah? So go and get a hobby and do something else, yeah? Get a hobby and do something else.
Getting
Hater.
good. Good morning, madam. Lovely to see you this morning. That's a beautiful dog you have. This lady's dog is drowning in the pool. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a flat pool because water will always find a flat, level surface. It might be higher than the level of sea or lower than the level of sea in the case of the Dead Sea. But actually, there is only one level that they all take. If you take 3 buckets and put them at different heights, they will find their own level at that height. If you tip them out, they will drop to the lowest point and again will find level. Water is level, and that for the earth must be level. The earth must be level like this pool. The earth must be level like this pool with a few boulders strewn around of it. Like this dog's head is, for example, a moving boulder, and that dog represents a continent that we can reach and travel around, east or west. Humankind has never been to the moon. We have never been to space. Space is an imagination making from cartoons and comics. Space is fake. A vacuum cannot sit next to a non-vacuum without equalizing. You would need a fixed barrier like a bell jar in between our vacuum of space and non-vacuum of Earth's atmosphere. Do not buy into the lie of gravity. Gravity is only a theory. Gravity is like a religion. The science of gravity is called scientism. It is a religion. You needn't believe in a religion anymore, my friends. If you think you're an atheist, I congratulate you on your religious belief. If you think you live on a ball, I congratulate you on your membership to Disneyland. It's a lifetime membership to Disneyland. Or you can do your own research. Get off your sofa, stop watching Netflix and the football. Stop watching Netflix and football and go and research your family's health, your personal well-being. Absolutely depends on you becoming knowledgeable on things that you do not currently know. I say that with love and respect. But if you do not know that your government is behind 9/11, if you do not know that your government is happy to see you get poisoned by chemtrails in the sky, poisons in the vaccines, poisons in the food supply, poisons in the water, if you do not know that your government is quite happy to see you get sick so that they can treat you and that they can keep your life short, if you do not know this yet, then I beg you, for your own well-being and that of your community, to begin the exciting process of self-research. We live in the age of the internet. They call it the information age. Most people are using their 5G memberships to get faster football and more clarity in their Hollywood blockbusters. No, my dear friends. Go do the research. Research distilled water. Research why distilled water can improve your vision. Research why distilled water can clear Alzheimer's conditions. Research why distilled water can clear arthritis. Why can we do this with distilled water when no government will tell you it will kill you? Have you thought about the banking system? Have you ever wondered why it is we pay so much in interest? Why it is inflation robs you of your wealth? Why it is you might have to pay 20 years, 30 years salary simply to have a home in this world today? It wasn't like that 50 years ago, although the intention to bring this about was there 50 years ago, I agree, but it wasn't quite so bad. It's only going to get worse. And that's because there is a thing called the banking scam. Yes, the royal families decided eventually back in the 1700s that they were not going to be able to maintain their draconian measures of taxation and vexation upon our dear human forefathers. So they designed the banking system, a way of controlling all the most important businesses, and a way of ensuring that wealth was always maintained by the few and charged out to the main. That system has been...
So, I'm just quickly going to get my charger because my battery is dying already. One thing you've got to have when you go out and do live streams is a mobile charger. I would actually say it's a must. I can't do my live streams without it, so bear with me a second. I'm loving it so far, Dave. Sorry, I'm just gonna pop that there like that.
Thank you very much for listening. My
Sorry.
dear lady friend,
Yeah?
have you noticed the moon this morning? Have you greeted the moon this morning?
Good to Midland.
She's up there, waiting for you to say hello.
Madam no longer there in red trousers. She's getting agitated. Shut up. Yeah.
What difference does it make if the earth is flat?
And then she nearly fell in the pond.
What
Good, huh?
difference does it make
If you
if the
don't
earth
like
is
it, move
flat?
somewhere else in the
Yeah.
park.
It makes the world of difference.
No, you don't need
The
it.
universe of difference.
Tata, what are you doing?
A humongous amount.
Yeah, just to let everybody know what is in the background. That is Crystal Palace. Sorry. That is Crystal Palace antenna. Yeah, that's how people get their TV
The
systems.
winner here. Congratulations, sir. Well done on going out on a Sunday morning run. Very impressive. Very impressive. Have you ever measured curvature on this earth, sir? Do you know the formula for curvature? Curvature on a ball should be 8 inches per mile squared, and you'll never find it. Why?
She's hanging around because she wants us to say something so she can argue with us. That's why she's lingering.
Oh, well, good.
We've got
Having a
a
ball?
just
Is
to let you
everybody
know.
having a ball out here?
Ah, funny. There's
It's flat out fun.
this lady here, yeah. She's triggered, yeah. She's already like hurling stupidness across the lake at us, calling us all sorts of names. She's not walking off because she's not ready to walk off, right? She's not said her piece yet, but it's brilliant. We've I'll show you what we did, right? Sorry, this is just a bit random, but we're on a stage. We're on a stage on the middle of a lake, as you can see. We've set this little ramshackle set up here, and we literally climbed onto the stage, yeah? There's no direct access onto this stage. So, like, these people can't actually get very close to us, even if they wanted to. They'd have to work out how to get all the way back round here and come on here. Yeah, so they're kind of pissed that they can't get too close to kind of call us an idiot, which is what they like to do from time to time, so...
Would you be willing to research that?
So I'll just show you the water that goes around. I know, that's what Dave's doing now. He's going, come on, say what you're saying. So we've got water. I'm on the stage now, yeah? Water, and it's yucky, stinking water, you know. People got their dogs jumping in it and everything. Oh, she gave up. She gave up. So as you can see where Dave is, he's standing on the other edge. It's a massive stage. And yeah, we've been here for a good half hour. No police have come. No one's told us to go away. I don't think this stage has been used in a minute, but check it. It's open air. Yeah. And the first thing I said to Harry was, do you think I'll be able to charge my phone? Look, we've got plug sockets. Check it. Look what we got, look what we got, look what we got, look. Ta-da! Now, do I test and see if they work? That is the question, because I do need some charge on my battery charger, but don't want to blow it up. But yeah, we've got power. Oh no, look. Imagine that. Remember I just told you she gave up. She started walking away with her partner and now she's come back. She's that triggered, she actually couldn't walk off. I love that. I love it. I love it. That's when shit gets real for people. They want to call us crazy. They want to call us lunatics, yeah? But once they listen to what we're saying and really listen and hear what we're saying, they walk off scratching their head going, yeah, but Yeah, but he's got a point though. Wait, I'm trying to call him crazy, but I can't really argue with what he's saying. So you see them having a battle with themselves.
I have to say, I do like the brightness of your shirt, my dear. Wonderful choice indeed.
Dave's talking to those ladies there.
I am a fellow human being, obviously male in appearance and so forth, but very happy to meet you. My name is
Definitely
David,
woke man.
or Dave. Some call me Trinity. I am here with a message of love to you that might change everything you know about everything you thought you knew. 3 years ago, at the age of 47, I discovered
See, this is what happened.
that
He's
I
talking
cannot
loud,
measure
and then people will
curvature
come
on my
and listen.
beautiful ball Earth. Now, I've realized the reason I cannot measure curvature on my balls Earth is because we live on a flat surface. It might be an electrical system, a toroidal system, I don't really know. But what I can tell you for sure is that water always rests level, and there's no scientific experiment that will show Earth to be turning, and there's no scientific measurement that will show Earth to be curving.
Chris Monk is in the chat room trying to get attention because he's a lonely human being. He's got no real friends to talk to. He's got nothing better to do than go into people's chat rooms and try and cause havoc. So good luck to you, Chris. Like I said, you live a very poorly existent, mate. Poor existence. This is what you're doing, yeah? You're in a chat room just causing drama.
You are the creator. I know your religion wouldn't want you to know that. But no, my brother, you are, yes, but we're here in a physical form to enjoy this beautiful thing. Well, the creator.
The Most High, my friend. My friend, the Most High. The Most High created the first thing. My friend, you just asked a specific question. Who made the first
Hey,
living
hello,
thing?
my brother.
The Most High, brother.
Turns out the Earth is flat,
He knows the same
and you
thing.
are a
I'm gonna
divine
throw you a
being
high
of
five
light.
from here, yeah? I'm gonna throw you one from here. But yeah, the Most High.
But not believe it.
Which one?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we don't want to believe anything anymore. We used to believe in Santa Claus, and we used to believe that
knowing or
water
belief.
would stick to the
Yeah.
outside of a ball
Yeah.
and float in time-space.
To me, that's the
Time
best news,
space.
brother,
I
because at
raised
least
my
you're not
children
asleep.
on time space, and that we thought we knew what was on the center of the core of the earth, but in
man,
fact
much respect. I
we've
wish there
only
wasn't
drilled
some
8
water so I could
miles
shake
into
your
the
hand.
earth. We don't know anything about what's beneath our feet, really. So we say that the earth has to be flat. We don't know about the edge. We're not sure about what goes on beyond the edge. Or in the
Okay,
edge,
so
or if there's an edge. We don't
We've got a
know.
couple men there.
We know that we're not allowed to travel anywhere.
They're agreeing
we
with
want to
us.
go on this earth. There's a thing called
These two men here, they've stopped again.
there's a thing called
So it's a good look.
oh my God, Antarctic Treaty. The Antarctic Treaty is signed by Russia, America, China, you name it, all the enemies. Britain, France, Germany. They signed it in 1952, and they've never breached it. We're not allowed to go to the edge of whatever Earth is. So we, my friends, are now starting to wake up to the idea that Earth is definitely a plane. We are here to have an awesome experience on this plane, but some control system, some people call it Illuminati, some people call it the devil, some people call it the Vatican, some people call it the Rothschilds. I don't know. But I do know that everything that I ever got taught is based in lies. I love science. I love history.
I just want to say thank you to everybody that's tuned in so far. It's Sunday morning here in London. I hope it's a nice day wherever you are, anywhere across the international flat plane of existence. We're here at Crystal Palace Park today. We're at the Concert Bowl in the middle of the park. This is called the Concert Bowl. Once upon a time this was used to do concerts, and they would project themselves to this area here. Now obviously we're here early. This is somewhat of a social experiment. We've never done anything like this before. We didn't plan it, we didn't advertise it. We're just here to let people hear what we're saying. We're expecting a big crowd. We don't want a big crowd, actually. It's not planned, so it would be quite worrying if there was hundreds of people in this park just now. It's morning, it's Sunday morning. People are in here because they wanted to get out of their house. So we wanted to appeal to that. Those that aren't sitting in their house, those that want to get out and be at one with nature and go to parks and take a nice stroll through the park, they're the kind of people that probably want to listen to us. And they are. Yeah, we've got loads of people. Yeah, one by one, duo by duo, coming up to the lake and standing for 5 minutes and listening. Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's not about quantity, yeah, it's about the quality of the interaction you're having. You can project yourself to a couple of hundred people. You just go to a public event and do it. Is everyone going to pay attention? Is everyone going to really hear what you're saying? Or are they just going to listen to what you're saying and par it off? That's not what we're trying to do this morning. This is what we're trying to do. Yeah?
That's all there to keep you in fear.
That guy there is now chilling. This guy is filming. Yeah? This woman is still chilling and listening. Yeah? I don't know about any of you lot. Okay, but this is how I feel. If I can leave my house and just wake one person up to go and look at it for themselves, that's me. I've done my deed for the day. See, on a day where I can do that to multiple people, possibly a dozen people, that's a winning day as far as I'm concerned. A losing day is not interacting with people and not waking up new people. Yeah? This guy's still filming as he's walking off, you know. Loving that. Look.
We treat each other well, we love each other.
He's still holding his phone up. He's still filming us.
Our world might be a little messed up right now, and we might.
This is an organic experience. When these people leave the park today, they're not going to say, oh, I just, you know, they didn't get bombarded outside Marks and Spencer's. They didn't get bombarded outside on the high street. They came to a park, and by divine synchronicity, you know, these people are slowing down and listening. Sorry, just getting called over here.
You have to learn the truth about who you are, what you are, where you come from.
It's alright, I've got it on selfie cam, so you're not getting
filmed.
filmed.
How it's possible that such an immense,
oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
Global, as they say,
can I do that?
Lie has been perpetrated upon you,
no worries,
upon your parents, and upon your parents' parents, at the very least. 3, 4, maybe 5 generations of our families have
just
all
throw
been
it, I won't catch
indoctrinated
it,
by
no,
the
me.
same
Awesome, bruv.
misplaced, misintentioned system of control. I'm asking you, just for a little while, just for a few hours over the next week, put your pride in your pocket, your ego away, and go and do some research. Look into things like a funny thing happened on the way to the moon. You go and watch that documentary, a funny thing happened on the way to the moon, and it'll show you things you never saw before. Or go and watch the documentary Loose Change to see how maybe 9/11 didn't plan out the way they say. No, Loose Change is just one of many that you can watch. 9/11 was not done by the Muslims. 19 Muslims did not do 9/11, I'm afraid to say. We are being lied to on every level. Everything we've ever been taught is a lie. I'm offering you this
Best
proof
documentary 7/7.
that we humans,
He made it across the bridge. He made it across the bridge. You made it across the bridge. High five, my friend. Thank you so much for coming over here. Cheers.
the opposite, the fear. And the more you live in the system, the longer
That's
you'll
good.
be
A member
doing
of the
these
public's
papers,
taken it upon themselves to come over onto the stage. He worked it out, and he's come and filmed this. And now he's filming Dave. I don't know that guy. I've never met him before in my life, but he's filming Dave. Yeah, he's on his YouTube channel live just now filming. Yeah, that's how this is working. Yeah, like I said, even if one other human being interacts with us, one other human being just listens to what we're saying, then our effort's not going in vain.
Because it is really only when communities come back together that we will realize we don't need a European, pan-European government. We don't need a pan-English government. We don't need a pan-United Nations control system that keeps ramping up the levels.
Oh yeah, look, if you walk round, if you just walk round,
it's all good.
Yeah, give me a card and I'll take it.
For bringing you this information. You may hate me for saying this stuff. Well, let me tell you that the first person you started waking up was a Kurdish man.
Okay, so
ISIS is being funded by the
I've got the magic card. He wants to know where he can see more of this content. Harry said you can watch it on John Smith Globalist. And the guy said, have you got a card? Harry said, sorry, I need to show you what I'm doing right now. This is crazy. This is what I'm doing. Do you see this? Do you see this madness? Yeah? This is all water, yeah? I'm not trying to drop in this. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oh, crap. You know what? I'm shook with it, bruv, really and truthfully. These times I'm live on my YouTube channel and I'm saying, right, is everyone about to watch me drop in this? Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, shit.
Careful, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sorry,
Here you go, bruv.
again, yeah.
It's alright, the camera's on me.
Yeah, I like the whole subject because he's being real without relating to just one concept. In
I think
terms
that's
of
where people lose the battle. They
Yeah.
hold on to one detail.
yeah, you see that, like you see me. I grew up like I'm from a Muslim background, yeah, but I grew up with Christian background families because I was in care, innit? Yeah. So like as I got older, we're all sinners, innit? Yeah. I wasn't best to myself. I may be best in my conduct in the sense with people,
But within yourself.
but within myself,
Yes.
I was fighting my own demons. You know what I mean? Whether it's financial, whether it's me being in need.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whether
Yeah,
it's partnership, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I felt like I wasn't doing right. It may seem so right to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it just felt like something was deviating me. But then I realized I was my own enemy. Do you see what I'm saying? Because like I'm the one who's subjugating myself to things, and then I sat back. So one day, like something happened to me at my old flat, innit? So the criminal justice system tried to put me in prison with no reason, no evidence. Yeah. So they couldn't. So what they did was give me bail condition for my house for 2 years. So I was renting 2 places, 2 flats now. I've got to pay 2 bills and a car insurance and pay for courses as well. So after 2 years, I said to them, yeah, I haven't paid, I'm short on my rent for the last 4 months because I'm paying a private rent place and it's costing me over £1,000 a month. And I've got to pay for this flat as well because I'm still a tenant here. Do you know what I mean? Boom. And then after that, they said, yeah, basically, we've got nothing to do with it now. You're innocent, so it's a civil matter.
Just like that. Just like
Yeah,
that.
check
Just
this.
like
So I went to the mayor in Bromley. They ignored me, all sorts. They know I've got rights, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a citizen and I'm the victim myself. So I need to start making reports about him through this trial himself.
Yeah.
And say, you know what?
Yeah,
Vice versa,
yeah,
they don't want to
yeah.
listen. They keep ignoring any written work, everything. So now I run out of work and become homeless. Now my passport runs out. I apply for passport. Now they trying to put on the media a lot of young Somali terrorists, maybe capable of things. Yeah. So what they were doing, cancelling passports immediately.
That's targeting
So
individuals.
now I'm homeless. They know that.
Yeah.
They just put me through court, gave me bail condition. They know I've just lost my private place. I've run out of work. I'm stressed. Yeah.
And we all know
And
what
I've
you
lost
need to get a
everything.
job. You need a
And they
passport.
took
You
my
need
car
to-
away the day that he ran out of insurance as well. And compounded, yeah.
Getting
brand new car.
snaked by the
So check
authorities.
this, yeah. So I'm sitting there thinking, rah. I rang them up, paid on my debit card. I said, yeah, send my passport here. They never did. Kept going to lawyers for 8 years, 9 years. I've been on the streets with no ID, nothing, nothing, yeah. But you know what? I was living the best. I was drinking Crystals, Dom Perriers. I was indoors just staying the Ritz.
Almost like off grid in the
I know what I'm doing. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean?
I can tell from the way you're talking about
Because
you're switched
if
on.
they want to mock a guy like me, I'll walk around them. I'll be in a mansion the same day. They wouldn't know who the fuck I am. I'll dress up for them, get a little shape up, wear them tailored suits. Would you want to wear Tilgale suits?
They know it.
Do
They
you know what I mean?
it's a persona. As soon as you
Yeah.
commit that
They
persona,
incorporate. I'll paint canvases. I'll paint visions. So what are they to me as an artist trying to incorporate themselves in that sense? I'll catch them out like a fish in a tank.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
I'll catch them out.
I'm telling you, it's
Because
conversations like
some
this
of them
that
are
I
devilish
hate.
as well, and they practice sorcery and shit.
course they do.
And they're practicing. They could be disturbing your energy while you walk in there. You don't even know. because
think-
the devil withdraws.
Yeah, do you think when you're aware though, you can feel it? 'Cause I can feel it. I'll be on the high street sometimes.
Yeah.
And people I don't know, you're just walking down the high street.
Yeah.
You ever walk past someone and you're like, rah,
Right, yeah, you just feel mad energy.
you feel it.
Yeah.
You don't look at you or nothing.
Yeah.
You feel the vibe.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not crazy. You know?
Yeah,
I'm not
so
crazy.
check this now. For 9 years I've been in that situation, yeah? Now God knows what I had to do. Robberies, jewelry shops, to a point I had to go in prison because they caught me with a duffel bag of jewelry and I said it's provision. Don't ask me questions. Every raindrop comes with provision. Either it's yours or mine. Don't be asking me questions.
I don't answer
And they said,
questions.
yeah, we're putting
Police
you in
don't like
because
it when you say
yeah,
that,
they
man.
said, you
Say
know
that.
what, it's fraud, mate, it's money laundering. You can't explain where you got all this jewelry from. It's worth a few hundred thousands. They put me in, I come out, no passport, nothing, no hostel, no nothing. They're blocking me from every place that I go to. And I was injured as well because I had a car crash and they knew that. So my shoulder was fractured.
I'm here to help.
Brother, I fully
Spread
respect
love.
you for
So you
still
know what?
standing.
I'll just
I
start
fully
taking a
respect
piss
you
out
for
of the
It's
system.
embarrassing that we've all
Like it's
believed
walking
in
apart.
Santa
I
Claus.
start getting different counties.
We all
I
believe
start
in
staying in mansions
audible
within them.
that
Go
things
horse riding
float
and
on
places,
time and
big
space.
hotels that have horse ridings
These
and
are
all of
all
that.
imaginings
Yeah,
of
they're
the
looking at
comics
me,
that
but
I
they
grew
can't.
up
They
with
can't
as a
tell.
child.
No, they can't tell.
Yeah.
I'll be looking slick,
Yeah.
wearing
No,
the right thing.
education, my
You
dear,
know
is
what I mean?
indoctrination.
Yeah.
Can't say
So they
that.
There's a
think,
reason
oh, you know
why
what, this
the
guy
word
could be
doctor
prosperous
is
guy.
in
You know what I mean?
indoctrination.
And I'll go smoke my weed in the
Because
other
a
corner or
doctor
put a
is some
sock
of the
in the
most
room.
indoctrinated
And I
people
have to
on
face every
earth.
time I
Me.
go down what I have to deal with and the bullshit
Yeah.
and the fakeness.
Yeah.
I have to deal
It's
with.
true. I don't pay no attention to no small things.
Yeah.
People can't stop me from
Yeah,
smoking.
and then,
That's who I am.
and then I was thinking, I'm stuck in that
We
situation
have
for
been
long.
lied to,
So I was
and
getting
it's hard to
exhausted, tired.
understand at first.
So I
But
thought
give
to
it a few
myself,
months,
I thought to
I
myself,
hope you'll find
there
your
must
way.
be a hope out there.
Mm.
But yeah, I had
very
this
empowering.
long-term friend
The truth is very
who I
empowering.
knew for like from back
My
2005.
brother over here,
He's a
who's
serious
something I
artist.
say to you,
He's
check
had
out Bro
displayed
Sanchez.
stuff in the London
There's a guy
Gallery.
who has got a lot of
Yeah.
good stuff to
And he's
say
got
about
paintings hanging of
what's
his
going
council
on
house
today.
worth
Brother Sanchez
45 grand,
Wow.
90 grand. And I'm telling him, why are you drinking KBS, man?
C-H-E-Z.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
Come on, Ross. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Do you think KA is the South
You
London?
know what I'm saying,
thing?
yeah?
Do you think the K beer, you know, is that the black can with the red K on it?
What's that?
The beer? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
I feel like that's a South London thing, you know, because
No,
when you
but-
go to next places in London,
Yeah.
they're not really on it.
Yeah,
too
no,
tough.
but I wouldn't drink beers like that.
No,
Me, I
no.
just drink champagnes, and
No.
if I used to drink beers, I just drink Coronas or whatever. You know what I mean, or
Yeah.
Bud or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. But I'm
Yeah.
not a beer guy anyway,
No.
because I just used to have my
My
flask
partner,
there.
he sometimes
brand.
has Dragon Stout. Is it
Yeah.
Dragon Stout?
Yeah, yeah,
Black
Dragon
bottle,
Stout.
yeah, he has that sometimes.
Yeah.
But he's
So I
like,
was-
he doesn't really do the beers.
I was basically saying to him, come on, like you inspire so many people through your work. This is your way of getting your provision.
That's
you know
like
what I'm
winning the
saying?
battle and
You
then
need-
he's losing
I
the
said
war.
to him, you need
Yeah.
to realize that this, but everyone goes through trial, innit?
Yeah.
Maybe he don't want to be in the system.
Everyone
Maybe he's
goes
met
through
too many
trials and
people.
tribulations.
You
It's
show
how
me,
they deal with
yeah,
it that
you show me
defines
pictures
them.
of him being in a queen, a lot of people, all of that.
Mm.
So every time I try to talk about certain things, he's blocking that energy out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and him himself is incorporated in such a way. I've been looking at his work for 7 years, and what I've discovered, because I've got a good eye look to its pinnacle when I observe things. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I'll walk around and I'll measure everything's movement. Whether there's a bird, whether there's anyone, and it's so synchronized. I'll realize by the steps everyone was meant to be where they are
Synchronicity,
without
brother.
them knowing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
what I call
I'll see certain
synchronicity.
birds, they will fly, and 3 of them would be there, and as I'm moving, they're rotating around me perfectly, and all of them are in such a perfect positioned from each other. So I measure and I take a step back, and I think, do you know what? Then I try to watch myself in what I do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well
Because
done.
things could be gravitating to me
Yeah,
to deviate
man.
me
You
as
don't
well.
know. That's what I'm
You know what
saying.
I'm
And
saying?
you've got to be aware and conscious of these things.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's devils among man, and there's jinns among man as well.
Oh.
Jinns are entities. The system tried to tolerate the idea of jinn because they try to make an assumption of a ghost, of an alien, of this fictional words. You know what I mean? So what they're doing is, you see English. If you study English, it's full of spells. You know,
Listen,
it's full of spells.
I've got an Instagram account.
Do you know
and I
that?
shared it. And listen, you wake up in the morning, but morning is where you go to awake. That's what you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Even if
But-
you find out where these words come
Yeah.
from, morning, Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
these words derive from.
We work, but we get the weak end of the deal.
Yeah.
And we are weakened by the work.
By the work,
And
yeah.
What is job in
Weakened.
Hebrew? What is job in Hebrew?
Job in Hebrew is what is it? I forgot.
I'm not going to give it away to my chat room either. You need to go and research
Yeah.
what job in Hebrew is, yeah? But
I
we're
don't
all
know
supposed to
if
go
it-
and
if it-
do our
if it was a
jobs.
slave. Was it a slave or something like that?
It's persecutive
Yeah.
type of language.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, and I'm fully with you on that. The English language is full of spells and it's a restrictive language.
Yeah.
Do you know that we can't even communicate properly with this language?
Yeah, but
Yeah?
do you know what?
If you were really trying to say something proper deep to me and you
Yeah.
wanted to convey it to me properly, 100% first time, your hands are tied because of the language you're
Yeah,
talking.
of
Yeah.
course.
We can only
But they
convey a
incorporated it
certain
so
part of what
much,
we're
they
saying.
incorporated the language
Yeah.
so much,
Yeah.
but yet they give you a meaning that is indirect to you.
Yeah.
But when you look at the pinnacle of it, even though it's there, already the evidence is there. All you gotta do is just pick the word and find out the meaning. And then he has another relation, has another practice.
Yeah.
It's to do with enchantment, you know what I mean? Chanting.
Let me ask you,
You know
a
what I'm saying? It's
specific
like singing a
question.
song and
Yeah.
hypnotizing someone
Yeah.
through words.
Yeah.
So
And
sometimes
that's
when
it.
you go to
But that's what I
official
think the
when you go to official
indoctrination is,
places,
yeah?
don't you sometimes energy gets disturbed?
Of course.
Like
I
when
was
you're
in an
then
official
when you're
place
dealing
this
with a
morning.
normal public person who's working hard, just
even when I'm
getting
in my
back.
work, even when
You know
I'm
what I
at my
mean?
job, I was at my job this morning. I finished at 8 o'clock this morning to come out and do this.
Yeah,
For the 4 hours I was at work this morning, you feel it.
yeah,
It's almost like modern day slavery. Slavery never died. They just realised that whipping people and hitting people wasn't going to work. long term.
yeah,
What they needed was for the people then to buy into it.
yeah,
Yeah? So now we bought into it. Now we've got mort gauges, and mort means death.
yeah,
Yeah? So we've got mort gauges
Yeah.
on our properties
Yeah.
to gauge our mortality, until we die, and we call that owning a home. That's what we stupidly call it. We call that, I'm a homeowner.
Yeah,
I have a mortgage. I'm assertive. You know, I'm not a renter like you. You know?
Something happened to me one time, like as I was finishing off the story. Regardless of whatever I was going through, never mind the weather. It's whatever the weather anyway. We don't need no documents or passes to trespass or to bypass. You know what I'm saying? If I need what I want, I see.
That's it.
You see what I'm
That's
saying?
your strawman identity
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
brother.
I don't-
The name
I don't
on
need
your
no
birth
badges to get
certificate
provision, you
isn't
know what I'm
you
saying?
in the flesh and bone. That's
Yeah.
your name on a birth
Yeah,
certificate.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
legally binding document. And you become a citizen, and by being a citizen,
Yeah.
you swear allegiance to the
Yeah.
country. But hey, you never swore allegiance to the country. Your parents registered you. You weren't
I
given that
no, I
choice for
refused.
yourself.
I was a kid. I said I'm not doing it.
Yeah, well done.
And they had to,
Well
they had to
done.
deal with it.
Yeah,
So
well
I'm going
done.
to college and all of that.
Well done. That's what we're all trying to come
Yeah.
away from, right?
But
about
like
now.
I was saying, regardless of whatever the weather, I was in this concrete jungle. Oliver Queen couldn't even be in this concrete jungle. He had to be in a real jungle with an arrow and bow. You know what I'm saying? To catch a little gazelle on the way to feed himself. But when you're here, everything's a system. They're blocking you from this and this and that. Certain people who don't have certain mentality might not even survive. Who may be vulnerable. They might die on the
I
street in
think
the
that's
park.
what we see, though. I think that's
A lot of
exactly
people,
what
they're
we see.
hiding. A lot of people
Yeah.
are becoming homeless out there,
Yeah.
and they maybe just passed away in a cold winter, and they're collecting them,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, through the parks, and not even registering them on the news or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? At least 30%.
Well, they
out there in
started
the
from
country.
early. They started from early. They roll us into
Yeah.
school at 4 years old
Yeah,
and
so
start with the indoctrination.
When I was going
there.
through these conditions now, like I was saying, I was with my friend. I was a bit suspicious of him because where my shoulder was fractured, he was like, "Let me take a picture of you. I'm gonna send it to my mum in Kenya. She's gonna do a prayer on you, and your shoulder's gonna heal." Now, I didn't look into my religion. As a youngster, when I was young back home, I was a religious kid. I had the best of teachers. But when I came here, my language started to deteriorate. You know what I mean? You start
Yeah.
to adopt a lot of things because you're young and selfish. But when you look back as you go, you start to see where you went wrong, innit?
Yeah,
And start to humble yourself in that sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's right. The camera's still on me.
Yeah. So I was humbling myself.
on
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. So I was humbling myself in that sense. But going through what I was going through, I was a bit suspicious of my friend because he's telling me he can heal me, and he needs a picture. So I said, I believe in things, you know. I believe in the unseen. So I was suspicious of him. So I left his flat to sit in McDonald's day and night. Now I can have £5,000 a day if I want to. I'm that type of guy. No one stops me from getting money or doing all the dirt. But as a moral code, I need to stop it because I need to cleanse,
What's
purify my
important is that you're
soul.
conscious about
Yeah,
that,
if I don't purify my soul, then no rest is granted to you. So you would be within this temple, but agitated within yourself
which
because
is
you can't sleep, you
that's
can't
it.
rest.
That's it. That's it. And that would then
Now
lead-
everything is negative around you. Your mind gets
and what you
clouded
don't
and
realise
darkened.
is that you will have created that dynamic for yourself.
So I was sitting there thinking, you know what? Regardless of how much money I made, regardless of how many apartments I've stayed in London that maybe cost me £2,000 a night even, yeah, I kept pushing myself over the edge. And my friends used to say, you're gonna get wrapped by some agencies out here, not even police. And I used to say, brother, I wanna get wrapped up because I need a shelter right now. So if I can stay in Dorchester for the night, they need to catch me if they can. Because I need to go in prison. So when I come out, they can start filling out documents and justify the reasons why they haven't been writing back to me and why the Home Office is not replying and all this shit. But they're blocking me off, all of them anyway. So it's been 9 years. Now I'm sitting in a park thinking, I don't want to do all the crimes I do because you know what, I don't feel good about what I do, but I just get it for the money. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, you know what, this is too much dirt. Like in God's eyes, you've done too much as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to come to realization point, but I'm still half asleep because of the conditions, and I know I'm gonna be in need, and I need to bounce.
Well, you know
After that
survival
bench,
is real.
yeah.
Survival is real.
Yeah.
I've always had a conjecture. See boys that just
Yeah.
that drop people for fun.
Yeah.
They're not the boys that you got to worry about.
Yeah.
The boys that are dropping people for survival.
Yeah.
That's the man you got to worry
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
them
yeah.
man are beyond hungry.
Yeah.
It's a survival thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I really respect what
Yeah.
you're saying about that because you're going. It's morally
Yeah, yeah,
inside.
yeah.
You get to a point where you go, what is this?
Yeah. So check this now. I've been living without ID, nothing. But you know what? My friends used to visit me in beautiful apartments, nice places, and they're like, how are you living in these places? I don't tell them nothing about my struggle. I just invite them as friends and stay company. You know what I'm saying? Until later on in life, when they are able to digest, because when someone's not in your condition, they think you're trying to put a burden on them all the time. So I don't even speak about things. I just look at it for my own and to know what position I'm in for myself,
For yourself.
rather than boasting to people.
Yeah.
Unless someone wants to extract and reap some seeds of wisdom from it, then that's calm if they know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Without getting into arguments and bickering. You know what I mean? But
With you on that one.
it's been 9 years, man, sitting there now, wondering. And there was people in the park, sunny day. Yeah? Now I left my friend one day because we was getting very philosophical about his paintwork.
Okay.
Now his paintworks look full of joy. When you look at his images, it looks full of joy. But when you concentrate and observe, yeah, there's so much devilish inscripted, yeah, and inscribed, yeah, in the story and the pattern and how things look. Normal person cannot see. You have to look at it for at least 5 years. You have to have a good eyes. So he sussed out from me and I left his flat. Then there was one day he said to me, yeah, he was trying to disclose the subject of our discussion as a hallmark. What can we leave it with at the end of this discussion as a hallmark? So I didn't have a statement, so I was pondering standing on top of him. So he goes to me, do you know what, I'm gonna disclose this subject. Just don't ever kill a crow. Yeah, check this. Now, I know something about a crow, yeah?
Okay.
Crows done the first human burial. Do you get it? Otherwise humans would not know how to bury each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know if he was Naples or something. What was his name? Basically, there was two brothers, innit? Yeah? And then one brother killed his brother, and he didn't know what to do because he's looking at the body. No, he can't think of putting him in the ground because there's no such thing as he's ever seen. So he's looking at it thinking, what am I gonna do? So he's sitting there, just absorbing the body. Then two crows came. God sent two crows as an illustration to illustrate what to do. Do you know what I'm saying? That this is what you should be doing. So his eyes are focused on that because his eyes are made to be in tune to that. He's got no control of it. Yeah? And this crow has killed the other crow and then started digging the ground fully, so long, buried him fully and covered it fully. And I flew off. So then he started doing the same thing. That's where human burial came from. Do you understand? Because God has sent the crows. Yeah?
That's interesting. I've not heard that before.
Yeah. So when he said that, I said to him, though you know crows have done the first human burial. Now I left his flat to go and do something. As I was riding back, I was doing a lot of hot shit. I can't stop because I need at least £2,000 in my pocket. I have no shelter. I could be in another county. I might have to pay for a taxi 5 bills to go to another county. It may be too hot for me to be around there, so I might have to go to the other side. I may be in Plymouth. I might have to pay all that taxi money. Do you know what I mean? Boom. So that's how much I have to generate each day. So I'm rolling around with a bicycle now, coming back, and I see a black car. I suspected this black car's following me. Yeah? These are all people dressed like man in black. I'm thinking, what's this? They wearing shades, they wearing black suits, black tie, everything. I'm thinking, what? So I laughed, didn't it? Because I was piffing. So I ride my bicycle to cut the road in a little corner. Now they block me off. And riding slow, there's old guys, sophisticated people, they were looking at me, but I can't see their eyes. So they rolled by on a nice
Churchill
went. So
and
I went into the
Adolf
road.
Hitler were working for the same people. 9/11 was
There's a guy up
definitely
there.
not done by the
And he's
Muslims.
calling them all sorts of horrible names.
If you don't
Oh,
realize that your
he's not
secret
nice.
services
No,
are
he's not a happy
engaged
person
in
either, obviously.
false
He's not
flag
one with
attack
himself.
upon their own people,
Yeah.
So,
you have a lot to learn, sir.
Yes.
I heartily recommend a few hundred hours of independent research. Turn off the TV, turn off the
turn off the
pornography,
television.
turn off the football and the
No more
Netflix.
television.
Yeah.
for
And get on
people.
with your own life.
Yeah,
Stop living somebody else's.
yeah, well said.
Yeah, for real.
Well said. Too much people are brainwashed by the British Brainwashing
Yeah, of
Corporation,
course.
the BBC.
Yeah.
Brainwashing people since
Yeah.
when?
So check this now. This car rides by me. I go into my friend's pathway, and then a crow comes. This crow looks like you know when crows are flying in the air. But this one looked like some force has forced it down because he's trying to fly.
Like fight it.
But yeah, fight it. But something has forced him because of the speed that is dropped. So he stood there barking, barking, barking. So I'm chucking stones, everything. So I'm thinking, why is he not flying away? This type of bird usually runs away from people if they even get close. You know what I mean? So I just thought to myself, that's weird. But then he flew away, and then a car came back down a U-E. By the time I looked straight ahead of the road, the 9-seater's there. The crow flew this way, yeah, and then he jumped on the top of the car, just fleeing, yeah, not moving any direction, and took the same direction as the car. So I start riding the bike. Yeah, to go and see the direction that the car
My
takes
friends
again.
and I have come with a
To
message
view
of
it
love.
from distance. The crow goes in the same
Turns
direction.
out we've been
Now I went to my friend's house.
told
Could you
some
do me a
tips
favour? Will you
by
walk round
our
with me?
wonderful
So I can
government.
find a friend from there. Let's
Yeah.
walk round there. Yeah, carry on talking. I'm still listening.
Now, now I'm an artist. Now to see that, then I start to realize everything's connected. Me and my friend, we used to paint deep pictures, and when
Okay.
we're painting, and while we're at it for 5 months, we're getting very philosophical about things of wisdom, things
Yeah.
of nature, things to do with beliefs in your heart, in your mind.
Yeah.
When you're sober, when you're in a state, you get it, without being in denial. You know what I'm saying? Or arrogant in that sense.
Yeah.
To think you're self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boom. So I got suspicious of him. I left. Because when I went back, I said to him, what's this about crows?
You
man?
are
You
a
know what
lot
I mean?
cleverer than you ever imagined. You
Then
are a lot more important
He just
than
said to
your
me, yeah, just
government
don't kill one.
and your religion
Don't
would
kill a
have you
raven and a
believe.
black crow. So I left
And
his
you are
house.
definitely not
Because I thought this guy could be practicing
developed
sorcery
ape.
and all this shit, yeah?
that Darwin would have
I
you
left his
believe.
house. One day I'm sitting in the park.
You
I'm
are
saying, and then I start
the
seeing
center
things that other people
of
can't see.
all creation.
Now check this. I can sense
You are
things.
That other people are not susceptible
Mental
to.
sensory.
God
can
having
sense
an
you
experience
coming
of
from here.
himself or
Do you know what I
itself,
mean?
or the
I can
creator having an
sense if the
experience
system's
of
after
himself,
me. It's like
or
everything
Allah having
connected.
an experience of
I can't
Allah,
even handle it.
of everything.
I'm so dazzled by
But
what's
you're
going
meant to
on.
be having that
So
experience
much so,
in
yeah,
nature.
that I start
You're
seeking
meant to be
revenge
having that
with God.
experience
Do you
in
understand?
the world,
Because I didn't know if the
not
angel of death may
in your
approach me
lounge
and
or
take
in
me.
your
Because I'm the
shed.
only one in the state.
See, what
or
done
in
it for
your
me was I do read scriptures
basement.
myself, right? But I go.
You're meant
I
to be
try
having
go
that
far
experience
back.
out
I
here,
know the newest
knowing that
scriptures.
you
They're written by
are
somebody.
the
Yeah, yeah,
Who
yeah.
normally writes the
of
history?
everything.
The winners.
Yeah, the winners, yeah.
The
So I
earth
tried to go back. I've done the
Exactly.
research. I've
Prove
spoken
that.
to some people. Been told about Paleo-Hebrew.
I'll give you the
Been
Suez
told about
Canal.
a few
Think
other
about the
elder
Suez
languages
Canal.
that were
100
predisposed from before they
miles.
scattered everyone in different
100
languages.
miles
And the
through
one
a
thing
big
that I
land.
realised that
In
all
fact,
these scriptures,
officially,
no matter
they
what religion
say
you're
that
talking
the
about,
difference between those two
you're talking
oceans
to people about
is
false
9
ideology.
inches.
No, do you know
I
what it
think
is?
that's some
Let me
sort
say
of
something,
penis
yeah?
joke,
Because like I was gonna go back to when I was young, growing up
9
with different
inches is
culture,
all they say is the
different
difference
people.
between two
Because
oceans. If we lived on a ball,
where I
the
haven't grown up
difference
with my
between
own
these
people,
oceans should
Yeah.
vary
and
between
that means I haven't
Hundreds
followed,
of
I haven't
thousands of
followed my
miles
own
of different
forefathers.
lines.
That
But
means
in
I
fact,
made a choice
there
because
is
due to the
only
struggle
one
that I've
sea
been
level.
through and
Yeah,
due
it
to
might
what
go
I've
up and down a
witnessed.
little here and there,
Now,
but it's
when
only
this
one
vision has
sea
happened
level.
to me, straight
only
away
one sea
the
level.
clouds start joining as well and start pouring down rain.
Lanes
So I
only
went
work
to the
on the
nearest
level.
mosque start cleansing myself.
Okay,
Yeah,
some
And then when I
planes
was in the
can,
mosque,
you know, do
something
acrobatic
was
stuff like
happening
go
in the
upside
mosque.
down, but they have to be special
Other
kind
people
of
cannot
planes. You ain't
witness,
gonna
but
get
there's a
no
guy, when he
747
looks at me,
pulling
I
that
start
trick.
feeling pain, but when he looks away, I start feeling cool. Yeah? So
Ships
every time I'm trying to recite, he's
are
looking at me,
sailing away
pain's
from
running
you
through my body
and
to the
getting
point I'm choking.
smaller.
I'm thinking, you're so
They are not going over
Yeah?
the curve.
Then he tried to walk past me
Think about it
to
like
go
this.
outside the mosque. He
If ships
dropped.
are going over the
Yeah. Now
curve,
when I look at him,
they're
I
going
can see little bits
down.
of bubbles, like you know, like the
They're going
volcano,
down
the
the
dry
curve.
bits.
They're
When
going
it
down
bubbles
the
up
curve. They're
and a
going
little
down the
steam
curve.
comes
They're
out,
going
that's
down
how
the
his
curve
cheeks
until
look
they
like.
reach
So
the
I'm
Will you follow me
destination
here just so I can
station.
film him? I'm listening to you, but my
Tell me
phone's
then.
filming him.
Yeah.
Go on,
Once you
darling, carry
reach
on.
your
No,
destination
I
station,
never told these things
is
to
your
my
ship
friends because they know me so
higher
well. They think, nah, this can't be
or
happening.
lower
But you realise that when you
than
want to
your
I know you're
do
not
things
mad.
like
originating
when you
point?
talk to people that are close to you, the more they can't
If it's
hear it.
lower,
They're
Yeah.
listening, but they're not hearing
is
Yeah,
it
what
going to
you're
have
saying.
to
yeah.
sail
They're
back
listening
up
to the
the
words.
hill
You're crazy.
when it comes
Yeah,
back
Allow
to
it, man.
you?
Just chill, man. Stop
No,
thinking.
but,
You're
no,
like,
but when
oh,
this,
I'm being
no, but when
Think
this was
about
happening
it,
to me,
friends.
Yeah.
I was being very highly
Ships
functional.
Mhm.
Then I
Only work on a
to a
level
point,
surface of
people
water.
would
If you want to
sense an
step the
energy
ship down, you have to
that
drop it
they would
down
suspect
through a
something
lock.
of me because I would be so honest in the
It has to
statements
go
that
through
I
a
make
lock to
and so
change the level
careful
of the
in
water.
how I do it, in what I say. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Water cannot
So what
curve.
happened was, I felt like I was
We've never found evidence of curve.
and really,
Here's a gentleman
that's
who
what I
thinks
thought
he. Oh,
at
you've
that
got what's
time.
that on your shirt?
Yeah.
Everyone
Not
dies.
now.
No
When I
one
look at
dies.
it now, I'm thinking,
There is no
how does
death.
this work?
We live forever.
At that specific
We are
time.
eternal beings of
But you
light.
know, even when you look back at that, you weren't crazy, right? You know that, right?
We
'Cause I
can
know
show-
I've
Yeah,
had
yeah,
the
yeah.
same experience with magpies.
That water is always level. We cannot show, and so you're welcome to chime in here, but we cannot show a scientific experiment, a repeatable scientific experiment.
Yeah.
That
And then the
shows.
next person
No,
will
the-
look at you and go, "No, you're crazy,
This
you're
was
crazy."
This
blah,
was
blah,
more
blah, blah.
explicit visual though.
Wow.
Like, people didn't
Can you
know what
offer
to say.
me, sir, an
This is
experiment
it.
that shows Earth to be spinning? No.
Their face didn't
The
look
only
the same.
evidence we have that Earth is spinning is provided
Yeah.
to us
They
by
look like they was
NASA.
all shot state.
And NASA, it turns out, are providing us with
Some of them
computer-generated
have
image
demonic
after
things.
computer-generated image.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of things, but I kept
So
it to
nothing that
myself, 'cause
NASA
I was
offers us,
thinking,
I'm afraid,
I
should be
made to
taken
pass
at
away
face
in the
value.
States, so
And
maybe
before
it
NASA,
was
most of
benefit.
humanity was in two minds about
It's
whether or not we could
10
possibly live on a ball
Yeah.
But it was
where
a means
people
of
were
guidance.
walking upside
Now,
down.
one day I was in Clapham, yeah,
But for a theory called gravity.
I'm thinking birds are
I
flying.
said the word
I'm trying to
theory,
work it out, man.
not
It's
fact.
crazy.
Gravity is a
But sometimes
theory,
I'm
it's
seeing
an
the same
idea.
bird with the same time.
So to say that you could drop an apple and it'll fall on my toe, then that water will conform to the outside of a ball that will spin in space.
I'm in public trying to find
All of that is science
So
fiction.
afterwards, I must have been going towards Downham Street. Now a bird.
All the
entered
best
Downham
science
Street.
of the early 20th
This bird is
century has
called,
been hidden from you, my
what
friends.
is it called?
Look into
It's
Sagnac,
the big
Michelson
bird.
Morley,
This is a carcass bird, but they
Aries
call it,
failure.
Herald.
These are the best
Heron.
scientists
Heron.
using the
Heron.
best equipment of the day in 1910,
And a crow and a
1920,
raven
1930.
themselves
But that
down
stuff
the
has been
street
hidden from you.
and
Why?
made a
Because
signature
your minds were
statement
wiped,
and
your
stood
family's
there
minds were
like
wiped with
they
a thing
came
called
there for a
World War
message or
II.
something. Now check this. And I was
World War
going
II
there.
was brought
Now,
about
while I'm traveling and I'm in Brompton Road
to
go towards
remove
Downham Street,
a whole
Do you know what I
raft
mean?
of
'Cause I'm
intelligence
meeting
from the human
someone
gene
taps me on
pool,
the shoulder,
and I think they
husband and wife, they
succeeded.
got tattoos, everything,
Okay,
but they wear suits.
some
But
exceptions
she's
to
dressed
that.
smart, sophisticated, but they got tattoos.
That don't make no
And
sense.
they're wearing
So,
omelets and all of these
welcome
things,
to the
yeah.
flat Earth.
So he taps me on the shoulder. I'm like, whoa.
Welcome to an
I'm
Earth
already
that
aware
is
of that
provably
energy.
flat.
So they gave me a newspaper. They never said a
You
word.
may live on a
The first
bumpy
page
piece
I
of
Hello,
opened,
land, a
007.
bumpy rock,
the first
but when you
page I
get back to the
opened,
water,
it's a raven
it's sea
crow
level.
heron in Downham Street. So
There
I
is
thought,
only
what's
one
the
sea
coincidence?
level on a
I
flat
thought
Earth.
birds was following me. Now birds
If
are
you
following
can
How many
measure a different
coincidences
sea
have
level
happened?
while
Yeah,
having,
I'm
I'm thinking,
thinking
but
yeah,
don't
I'm
be telling
thinking,
me
what
that
is
your
going on?
tidal movement,
You only get a certain amount of
and I
time
mean your own personal tidal movements,
this
I
ain't
mean the
coincidence.
tidal movements of the
Yeah,
water
so
near
I start
you,
looking into it,
is proof
then I
that we live
start
on a ball and that the
basically
moon is
going the
tugging on
right
it, because
path in
that
terms of connecting
doesn't
myself to
stand
the
up to
oneness of God.
scrutiny
Because
beyond
he's
the
warning me about
10-year-old
many things
teachings
of the
that we were
unseen
all given.
himself and how to
Okay.
praise
Most
him
Highs with
and
us
that how
all
We
the
can
time.
show
yeah, and
why
how his
water is
oral
moving or
revelation
have other
is
theories
protection
why
itself
water might be moving,
from
but
sorcery
there is
and
only one sea
and
level.
other energies that maybe tampering with your mind and affecting
I
you
will
to do
not send
things
my
and
young child
enticing
to
you,
school
and you're thinking this is
to
your
be
own feeling, which is
indoctrinated
not.
by this
You've
system.
got to be very,
My
very
two
aware
older
of your own
children,
energy.
unfortunately,
And you
have
might have
had
people
the
around you
full
that fuck with your energy in a
13
negative
year
way.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
mind-bending
people can't
experience.
admit that to themselves, so they hold on and harbour friendships
You
that
are
are
divine
unhealthy for
beings,
them.
Yeah.
Me,
divine
I'm
creations
alright, you
of
know.
light,
I'm not really a
wonderful,
needy person.
awesome,
Like,
loving
Yeah, I'm
drop
like that as well,
people
yeah.
And you're
like
here
a
to
fly.
have
Yeah,
And
awesome,
same
they're
me.
not
loving
right for me,
Same me,
you know?
yeah.
And people are, buddy, your friend.
But your
Well,
government
they
would
were
rather
friend, I
control
wouldn't have
you,
to drop them like
would
that.
would
pass guys
prevent
that
you
went
from
to
ever
primary
learning
school.
how
Yeah,
awesome
me
And I
too.
and
decided
Day
when I
important you
one,
say I
are.
ain't gonna know you no more.
They do
bro.
this
Like,
through
and we
not
walk
my
past each
people
other.
historically
We're on
religion.
different pages.
Yeah.
We're on different pages.
the whip,
They're still consumed with the consume obey,
Yeah.
consume
the
obey,
Bible.
Yeah.
submit,
mentality as
consume
well,
obey,
yeah.
and I'm not
Yeah.
that
Government.
person
And they're
anymore.
trying to incorporate that to their
Government
traits
is
as well.
just a selection
which
system for
is
them.
Which is
people.
egotistical.
Remember
Yeah,
who
other
gave us
people are just gonna
government
suffer from their
but the
traits,
royal
so you might as well
system,
just
the monarchy?
It's
cut
fix
them
up
like a
and
paper
lead by
scissors,
example.
yeah.
And then who
Yeah,
gets
you're
to
right.
choose
You're
who those
absolutely
candidates
right.
are
Anyway,
but the
when
two
this
parties,
happened to
which
me,
are
I'm
the
thinking this
two
can't be
wings of the
possible.
same bird,
So I start reading
the left
Quran.
wing and the right wing
Mhm.
Now
of
the
the
Quran
same
starts
beast.
to tell me exactly what's happening.
So there is no democracy, there is no real choice, there is no people power
Before I
here.
used to think, bro,
We've
like, I
never
used to
had
go
the
to funerals
power.
and shit, bro.
What they have is a marketing
believe
department
that
that
there's
has
shit
you
after, but I
believe
never
you
used
have
to
power.
ponder
They call it
deeply on it.
propaganda.
Because my mind's always distracted.
Well,
getting
I
shit
mean,
or
if you're
running
learning
around
about the
doing this.
Nazis, they give it some sort
So
of bad
now,
name. But
I'm
if you're
actually
learning about
being put at
contemporary
bay.
history, they call it the BBC.
I'm being put in a position of struggle at bay, and it's rubbing
Those
me as
people
well. So I took that
who
road.
organise the
I'm saying.
wars that we all get involved in, where we go
And
killing millions
for
of our
some
brothers and
reason,
sisters. Here in Europe,
Yeah,
we've
I'm
killed
walking
hundreds,
down the street with
possibly
no
hundreds
shirt,
of millions of
nothing.
people in the name of whose
No.
war?
Yeah, I can get wherever I want.
Which
I just
bankers?
stop for the sake.
Which royal families? Which
Mhm.
royal houses? Which?
You know what I mean?
Who
Because
owns the countries,
I'm
the
causing
borders?
harm myself
Who gets
without
to
knowing
draw
as
the
well.
borders? Have you ever thought about these
Maybe
things?
not harm, but at one point,
People are
a
drawing
disturbance.
borders up for you, and you're going to go
So
to
is it.
war
Unhealthy.
against another person
Unhealthy
because
for
they
me
live
as
on
well.
another border
You know what
on
I
a
mean?
map.
As a person who has a trait.
Who's
and a
pulling the
moral
strings
code,
on that?
You know what I mean?
Turns out
But
that the
sometimes
bankers who
you're
funded
forced
World
through
War
struggle
I
to do it as well.
are the
because
same
you have no
bankers
choice.
Yeah.
who
And you
funded
have to.
Hitler.
You can't just sit back and
And the
starve
Americans.
yourself and turn like a carcass.
No, you
And
want
the
to
British.
survive because it comes
Well,
down
of
to
course.
survival.
Yeah.
After all
So-
the niceties are gone,
Yeah, so
I'm
if they,
saying
survival.
so
you,
if they
those-
eating
the
of
same
interest
bankers
and
that
I
are still
need
in
some
power today,
interest, you know, Allah's the beneficiary. He'll
why
throw that at me
would
through
we
these
continue to
creatures.
be
You
doing
get it?
business
I just
with
have to
those
watch where it's
criminals?
coming from.
If they're funding war,
Whether I'm in the wrong
we should have no
or
part
whether
in
they
that.
came
You know,
to
you've
me.
just said something really
But we
interesting
do,
about
why?
Ella.
Mm.
We're
Obviously,
convinced
you're
there
from
is no
London,
other option
yeah?
but this
So you
set
know
of
back in the
leaders
day
that
how popping
keep promising you the earth.
Yeah.
they promise you the
Place
earth,
is
but they
popping.
lie
Yeah?
and they
Every
lie and
week,
they
yeah,
lie.
There's hundreds of people there
Such
arguing
that
over
your
whose
entire
God is the
university
best.
Okay, look,
system,
I
your
would make
entire
that statement,
history,
yeah? It's very simple.
the
Like I
science
was
that we're
saying
taught
before, I was a deviated,
is
I was
based on
misguided.
hypothesis. It's
Yeah,
based
I
on
didn't know what's what.
the victor
I would
writes the
attach
history, and
myself
trust
to any
me,
people. They could be doing sorcery on me, and I
as
wouldn't
a
even know.
white
I
Caucasian
wasn't even
aware
European
of it.
But
male,
I had
although
some
my accent
type
doesn't
of
say that,
feeling always in my heart,
I'm not the victor.
Something
telling me
wasn't
there's
quite
something
right.
wrong, there's something not
You're
right.
not
but
the
I'm always
victor.
trying to ignore
Like
it.
a bad taste.
And
Yeah.
you're a black man and you
Yeah.
think you're the victim.
So anyway,
You're
when I
not the
had this
victim.
vision and all of this, I'm in Downing
There are
Street,
no victors here.
yeah? And then
We could say there are no victims, but if
I'm
there are
there.
victims, then it's every one
at
of
one
us.
point, you know what? A car hit me in pain.
Because every one of us
Trying
is
to
under the
calm
same
it.
system, no
The
matter
guy
where
came
you
out
sit
of
in the
car,
pecking order, you're
yeah,
under the
and
system
thought,
of control.
how are you
You
still
have
on
to
your
pay your
bike
taxes.
and you
You have to
haven't
get your
dropped the whole
passport in
pub one
order.
out?
Your
And they tell
papers.
the police,
Can
look,
I
have
see
a
your
look at the
papers,
car.
please,
And the
before you
police
can
took me
travel?
away.
Ben, I want
I
to
said,
rub
look,
you up
mate.
and down a few
Yeah, I
times
told the
before I
guy to
let you
go.
through
I
my
said, I want
gate.
to claim it on insurance.
One time I went to a gate
They
a
said,
little
have you
bit
got
too
any
quickly, and
injuries?
the
I
guy
said,
said,
no, I
go
don't even feel
away.
a bit
You
of
came
pain.
to my
He
gate
did
too
hit
quickly.
me. He checked
I'm
the
not going to
car.
let you at my
They
gate.
checked it.
This
They
is
know
the
it
kind
hit
of
me.
fascism we
But
live
they're
in
like, you still
today.
riding your bike? Because I
We're
was
giving it
homeless.
away. We
And I
continue to
didn't
give it
want
away.
to
We
be
got
the system
idiots idiots like Corbyn and Boris Becker Johnson.
Let him go as
They're all
well.
numbskulls, and they're all in it
I'm thinking, I don't
because
want,
their
after all this is
families
happening,
connected
I
to
don't
the
want
party
coming
and
back
they won't
because
talk
there's
out to
negative
her.
energy. You
But
put
they're
that
only in it to
negative
show
out,
they're
it
only
entities
in
out
it to
there
give you a
that
new
shape
face.
shift like
Obama,
humans.
just another
They
puppet to
come in
let the
form
people
of
think that
dogs,
there was a
like
real
dogs,
reason
they take it from
for them to
shapes
vote.
of animals.
What a
They
joke.
watching you. The places
Just
where you
another
can't see
puppet.
them
You know,
from.
turns out Obama's husband,
So
wife
now
is a
check
husband.
this.
I'm not
down
going to
the
get into
street,
too much conspiracy
two
stuff. I
police
can't prove
officers
that,
come
but
to me.
I am saying that whole business is a
I'm having a
charade if you don't
conversation with
already
this
know
Pakistani
that.
guy in
If
this
you don't know
office.
that 9/11
He works
was
for this
done
news
by the Secret
department
Services,
next to Downing Street.
not
I think
these
they
19
write a
Muslims.
lot of journalism.
And we're not getting anywhere near
So
the truth
he's having
through
a
the
conversation with
BBC
me
or
about the
through the
system,
National
all of this
Geographic.
shit, what goes on in
If
these
you don't know that,
offices.
I
He's
didn't know
great.
that.
It's just bunning a split.
47,
And I'm
I
not
was
smoking.
47
These times I won't
3
even
years
smoke.
ago.
Trying
I
to
didn't
stop
know any of
everything,
this stuff.
intoxications. Boom.
Turns out that
And
9/11
then the police
Well,
come,
Bush
start
and all his
questioning him.
cronies are right
They start
involved in all of
harassing
that.
him. They start telling him, I work here.
And they're
I want
using
my
that
break.
as a war against
They're like, you
Islam.
smoke weed.
They're using that against a war against the
He
belief.
just said what? Like, go
They're
to the
using that
reception. What is
to
it?
let
Do you see
themselves
drugs
peel
in
you
here?
up at the airport more often.
They went reception, he went back to work. Now,
My friends,
they called the ambulance.
all I'm here to do is
And
to
they said,
share
we
the
need
idea
your
that
blood
actually
test. I
you're
said,
being
what?
lied
Do you
to
go
on
to
every
random
level.
people and say, request
You
blood
need to look
test
into this.
as an
And when
authority?
you look into
To
this,
say
you will get angry.
you must
But
be on
once you
command
finish
to
being
give it?
angry,
What
you'll
are
realize
you,
how
a
important
lizard,
the
mate?
love
Like,
is.
or you a
Why
blood
it's so
sucker?
important for you to find
You know what I'm
love
saying? So they cuffed
in
me and that.
yourself.
Put me in an
and
ambulance,
then
took
in
a
your
blood
family,
test,
in your
pressure, all of that.
Mm.
They don't know what is happening
Because
with
you
me
are the
already.
divine
They do not
spark
know.
of the
And I'm not
creator.
speaking
Whatever
of
that
it.
creator
No.
is, whoever that creator is.
Sorry.
So-
just
I had
doing
my
this.
pineal gland open near-death experience,
Hold on,
and
sorry.
I know for sure there's a creator. I was a total
Just follow me home
atheist,
because I'm going to get a bit of shot.
totally anti the religion. Well, I'm still anti-religion, of course I am, but I was anti the idea that we were spiritual, that was anything more than this material thing, but it's not true. We are part of everything. We are divine beings. There is no death. There is only continuing energy, just changing the form of that energy. And I think that this earth that we live on has been dominated by negative energy for so long, for so many centuries now. I think it's time for the positive energies to stand up, for the positive energies to be heard, for those lights to start to burn more brightly in local communities around the plain. Once we start to do that, we will start to empower ourselves such that we don't need or feel the need for constant police scrutiny, for government oversight and regulation. We'll start to kind of get to a place where we can trust ourselves again. But right now we don't. So I'm here with my friends, Roxanne and Harry, trying to bring a little bit of love, a little bit of light to your life. That's all.
Well said,
And in
Dave.
so doing,
Thank you so much to everybody
we
that's in the chat room so far. I really
hope that
appreciate
you
you being
can
here.
spread that knowledge, that light, that love into your community. And I'll end by saying this: know thyself. Know thyself. And that be the whole of the law. Thank you. Well done.
Awesome, Dave. Awesome. Awesome.
I was saying,
Mm.
see when one police officer there was control, something was controlled. Everybody else was like, what's controlled? So I'm thinking, every time I'm people where I'm not saying anything to subjugate myself to anything that may lead me into a conversation where they maybe suspect something. Do you get it? So I'm just being quiet. You know what I mean?
See another person that's not on their cheek.
Yeah.
Too busy flexing in her yoga outfit to
Yeah.
pay attention to her dogs. Them dogs are gonna stink. Sorry. Just when you look at people that are not on their chi and you see them screaming at their dogs and going all nutsy and that, it's because they're not in a good place mentally. 007, thank you so much for tuning in from Tenerife. I really appreciate you being here and watching what I'm doing this morning. Guys, I'm going to cut this live feed just now because I think we're going to wrap up here and then we're going to go and head to Hyde Park Corner. So stay tuned. I'm probably going to be in Hyde Park in about an hour's time. I really appreciate you tuning in this morning. Just give me about an hour or so and we will be live again. I'm just charging up my phone. Hi Rick, and hi to all of you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your Sunday and listening to what we're out here saying. I appreciate each and every one of you. Massive love and respect, and I'll be back on the other side.